From the inconsistent launches or the insanely high PC requirements that continue to plague PC players trying to load just a playable version of this game, to the game-breaking visual glitches that make ASA nearly unplayable for some players, is ARK already on its way out with its release just only a little over 1 year ago today. ASA promised an upgrade to the original game with updated graphics and the new Unreal Engine 5 integration. They also added the ability for mods to be downloaded on console, changing the dynamic for console players. This also makes it easier and more instant to add mods to PC. However, on console, this has been accompanied by storage issues making it impossible to progress for some Xbox players. This issue causes the game to be unable to save due to a memory issue with too many wild dinosaurs. ARK, a game about dinosaurs, having too many dinosaurs. The most recent map to hit ASA, Aberration, has received mixed signals upon launch due to visual bugs and critical errors on both PSC with the AMD cards and PS5, while there was an issue where the map wasn't even playable as seen in this Discord message. Meshing is such a problem that a post in Discord had to be made asking players not to use the climbing picks, as it will force you through the mesh and not allow you to log back in, continuously crashing your game no matter how many times you restart your computer or log out and into Steam. Since launch, single player continues to have the previous issue where dinos go under the map when out of render distance and are unretrievable, as well as supply drops meshing through the bottom of the map, making them completely impossible to access for any player. Despite all of that, the Aberration hype is alive and well, as in many people's opinion as well as my own. This is the best ARK map from Survival Evolved. The people that are able to run this map with the ridiculous high PC specs that are actually needed are very happy with its performance. It is not without its flaws though, as the initial involvement of Alpha Carcanos babies was in the game upon the release of this map. They were also rumored to be tameable by members in the community. Take this with a grain of salt, as the Discord was an anarchy upon release. On Aberration release day, lighting bugs and glitches plagued the ARK community, which made me doubt the ability for Wildcard to fix all of these issues. To Wildcard and Snailgame's credits though, it has been running flawlessly for me on my new PC. And this update to fix most of these problems was put out very quickly. Currently, Wildcard has some major flaws with its releases. They have yet to launch a map on time, including the initial release of the game, which was originally announced to be a free upgrade with the purchase of ARK 2. Now personally, I think that statement was a bit unreasonable, as ASA is worth most of the cost. They've also had to delay the 80% performance upgrade that many players were counting on to be able to properly play this game. It has been delayed to an undisclosed time as the time of recording this. Now we can turn our attention to the new paid content. I felt it was done relatively fairly and acceptably up until Aberration's release. I'll go over the good and the bad with this new paid content in Aberration. In Aberration, Bob's Tall Tales truly shines, with its innovative designs and the addition of traits, which I will touch on later. However, with the Pyromane being added to the Blue Zone, players are now arguing that the DLC is overstepping its bounds. Before, it was designed for the center and placed at the bottom of the Wyvern Trench in Scorched Earth. Both of these spots easily could be avoided when necessary. However, there's no hiding from a random Pyromane finding you when exploring the Blue Zone in search of any materials or when you meet the Artifact Cave. I know I seem to have a pretty negative perspective on ARK so far, but not all of the new content has been bad, as the new Bob's Tall Tales pack was good on Scorched Earth, but really takes off in Aberration. Just one example of this is the trait system, which has changed the game for the average ARK creatures. The variety of traits adds a whole new perspective and creativity to breeding. Bob's Tall Tales went from a neat concept that some players wanted to own for the added features of Wild West adventure to a must-have addition that transforms ARK almost into something else entirely, especially with Aberration. The new creatures added to ARK, both free and paid with the exception of the Pyromane, have all been phenomenal. The Oasisaur allowing for a flying fortress with all the resources you could ever want, a PvE player's dream, with a unique taming method making it an awesome change to Scorched. The Phasaelasuchus, while admittedly very annoying to tame, was a clever integration that was very close to the Concavinator that we saw in Survival Evolved everyone loved. The Yi Ling so far seems like a game-changing mid-game tame that previously didn't exist in Survival Evolved. In ASE, it seemed to be a big jump from early game to late game, with no creatures bridging the gap, where now the Yi Ling makes the mid-game much more enjoyable. And the best addition, in my opinion, the Cosmo. While it is locked behind the Bob's Tall Tales DLC paywall, it is an awesome creature that allows your inner child to come out as you web sling from cliff to cliff like Spider-Man. The player base has just hit record highs, so you may be asking, Hoser, how can you say this game is dying? I'm not saying that the game is dead. However, the next 2 maps selected are Extinction and Ragnarok, 2 of the biggest in the original game. Considering there has already been major delays, how long will Studio Wildcard need to ensure that Extinction is playable and ready for the release? More importantly, can Wildcard retain the current player base until they are ready to release the next map? In my opinion, Aberration may have single-handedly resurrected ARK and given Wildcard and Snail Games their second chance to impress and gain the trust back of their fans. If they can ride this momentum and release Extinction or Ragnarok on the specified date, then I truly believe this game we all love will prosper and reach many new players. I understand the relentless effort that goes into prepping these massive ARK maps. I personally believe that they should plan to have the game completely ready for release a week before launch. That way they're not delaying the game a few days or a few hours, making players angry and reducing the draw to the maps, really. That's all for this one. Please let me know what you think. Like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. And yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And if they kind of fix it with Aberration, if there's still too many problems, or if you guys are just excited for the future, let me know.